Well, I'd just like to congratulate UMass. I thought they played terrifically. I'd like to congratulate Atlantic City and the Atlantic 10 for what would have been a good weekend for us in terms of sticking around for a couple games, but we didn't do a good enough job today. But I thought our game was relatively solid. In a lot of stretches, except obviously for the first, I believe, 6 minutes of the second half. I haven't looked real closely at the box score and the line, but I think they scored 20 points in 6 minutes, and obviously we didn't answer very well. All that being said, we got ourselves back to up 4, and there were 2 times we were up 4, and we had 2 really poor decisions with the ball, and it led to baskets down the other end, and can't do that. We got out of character again. That's what happens when it happens. We get out of character. We're gonna pay the price, and we did today. Again, I congratulate UMass. I thought they deserved to win the game, and they worked just a little bit harder than we did.
All right, questions for Coach Dunphy, the players.
Ramone, over here. Can you just tell me, to go into this tournament as the top seed and take a loss heading into the next step of the postseason, how difficult is that going to be to kind of wait this weekend out and then just to lose any momentum you have built over the course of the back end of the A10 season?
I think it's very difficult. My 5 years being here, we've always done a great job down here. I think this is our first time, going home the first day. It hurts a lot. Me and Juan were seniors. It's our last go round. We wanted it, as bad as anybody. And it just hurts that we couldn't, come up for our team. But like Coach Dunphy said, we got to give UMass credit. Those guys did a great job.
Ramone, how do you guys just kind of get yourself centered here and make sure that this doesn't carry over into the NCAA tournament?
It's going to be a tough 2 days. Not even sure if we make it to the NCAA tournament, but if we do, that'll be great. We just got to bring the guys together. I'm not sure how many days we'll have to prepare if we get there, but we just got to have great preparation and put this behind us and try to move forward.
Coach, can you talk about Chaz Williams and what he does for them and sort of being such a little guy and playing so much bigger than his height, and how impressed you are with him?
Well, I am very impressed. I think he plays really, really hard. Like, his numbers are 10 assists, 1 turnover is pretty impressive for all that time with the basketball. He made one of his best plays today was coming off the screen, and they rolled, I think it was Carter, rolled to the rim, and we didn't help from the weak side even a little bit. But those are the kind of pressures that he puts on you. He shoots 2 threes, makes both of them. He had a great 3 at the top of the key, and we got caught going behind. He's just really a good player, a great competitor. So I think that's the piece that impresses me the most. And obviously, he's talented, he's fast, and he's hard to guard, but his competitive nature is what I think separates him.
Ramone, you guys were down 10 and you got back into it. You had a great run, got up 4 at 68-64. Did you kind of feel like you had taken their best shot and you guys had done enough, and did the last kind of stretch surprise you? And where do you feel like you got away at the end there?
Well, I think it was a lot of mistakes down the stretch, a lot of turnovers. And those guys converted on the other end. In these type of games, you got to be perfect down the stretch and not make too many mistakes. And that was our downfall tonight, where we weren't able to, convert on the offensive end. And I think those guys came down the other end and did a great job, whether it was an offensive rebound or making their free throws, hitting big threes or things like that.
This question is for both Juan and for Coach. Juan, I'll start with you. Just what happened there in the early going in the second half when you guys couldn't get a basket and they went on a 15-0 run, and how much did the 22 turnovers kill you today?
Well, they definitely played better than us in that stretch, and I think that was a big part of the game, and a lot of it is on myself, and especially on our senior guards. We should whenever we see that coming, we should try to manage the game and get a good shot to try to stop that run, and we didn't do it today. So, so things that you got to look at after the game and try to work on if you get the chance to keep playing, if not for the future.
Same question.
Yeah, I think that obviously it was my halftime speech was really stirring. So I'll take the blame for that. We just, again, the first play of the second half, I think Ramone made a pretty good play. I'll have to see it on film to see how good, and we didn't catch it and finish. Just the momentum of the game right away gets turned. And I think Moan made a nice play. I'll take a look. But if we finish that play, now we're up 7, we get a chance to set our defense. Instead, Jesse Morgan comes down and makes a 3 off of our turnover. Now, again, we suck the air out of us and give the oxygen right to UMass, and then it just compounded itself. We turned it needlessly a couple times, and they ran it down. And the bottom line is, when they were open, they made shots. They didn't miss too many looks. And again, I think give them a lot of credit, and we just didn't do a very good job in that stretch. I was very proud of our guys for not getting too far down, and we got the ball. We had the ball twice up 4. We take a bad shot and we turn it over. And those 2 plays are what it separates you. Again, you can do a good job for a long period of time, but you got to manage the game at that point, and we did not.
Any other questions?
Fran, can you talk about why Khalif didn't start and whether you felt he had any trouble getting into the game a little bit coming off the bench?
Yeah, I didn't think he had any trouble getting into the game at all. And again, I addressed this the last time the situation occurred. He's a really good guy, and there's not a malicious bone in his body. On occasion, he thinks his time is more important than everybody else's, and then so we have to. He puts the control in my hands, and I have to do something. It's disappointing. I was hoping we wouldn't get to this point again, but that's what happened. I thought him getting hurt in the second half hurt us. He doesn't finish the play on the breakaway layup, and then he's got to come out of the game right away too. I thought he was really back into the flow, into the rhythm, but then it got interrupted there a little bit. And, like we had already gone down. We might have even gone down 6, and he gets a steal, and would have cut it to 4 and would have interrupted their momentum. And as a result, we didn't interrupt it very well. They scored 4 more points, I think, and that hurt us. But it's one of those things, and young people do some things that they probably shouldn't do. But none of us is perfect, and hopefully that we'll be given a reprieve and we can continue to play basketball this year.
Dunphy, if that is the case, assuming you do get invited to the NCAAs, how tough is it to kind of get this group back up, or is that kind of an easy thing to do? Is that a challenge?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a challenge at all, Rip, to be honest with you. I would have said to you, I was really impressed and surprised in some ways that we had done such a good job today after getting our doors blown off the first 6 minutes and find a way to get that lead. And again, with 2 great possessions, we could have spaced ourselves again. But I think it'll be similar. I think that I would use that as an example of these. We get down, but we don't stay down, and hopefully we will use this as an opportunity to play better basketball.
Did you say Khalif got hurt on that play?
Well, I went to put him back in, and he was in the locker room, so I'm not sure. Doesn't appear to be a career-threatening injury, but he wasn't ready to go back in the game. He was in the locker room, so I haven't even talked to the doctor as to what the extent of that injury was.
Matt.
Fran, I apologize if you were asked this before, but how difficult is Chaz Williams to prepare for, given his speed?
Yeah, he's very difficult, and we're not the only team that has had difficulty guarding him. We won't be the last. But I thought